Okay, this is section V, the light switch or plug photo plate. Um, I actually had to edit part of the original video out because it's too much static, but you got to bear with me. It's hard for me to just repeat a sales pitch video. But basically, I was talking about different ways this could be sold. That it's going to generally have to be in an 8.5 by 11 package. But you could sell them in multiple packs or in single. When it comes to the plates themselves, it could be in a mixture of plug plates and light switch plates. Like 4 per pack, or a whole room pack or a house pack. That has 8 or 16 per pack. And several sheets of printing material, so to run through your printer. Um, and Basically, that's what I was kind of going on about. It's just debating on some various things, so you didn't really miss a whole lot. And the rest of the video will be kind of like that. It's me kind of playing around with some ideas to, on how this might be marketed. So there's going to be a little bit more static, but just bear with it. But you may be wondering why I don't just, like I said, re-record it. But the problem is I ad-lib all these videos, and all these recordings, and it's just about impossible for me to actually reduplicate the enthusiasm or energy or the ideas that are in it. I mean, this is totally unscripted, and that's just how I work. My mind doesn't work like other people's, so it's just really hard for me to recreate something like that. I know I'm going to lose a lot. So I just ask you to please bear with the static. It dies off, and it's about dead. From I just edited out the worst of it at the beginning. It's my stupid recorder, voice recorder, has got some kind of problem with it. It's just getting too old. I'm too broke to go and buy a new one. So, but just please bear with it, and I appreciate your patience.
It's just hard to say, 'cause the amount of shelf space it takes, is what I think is a limiting factor, because we can certainly be hung off a rack or something. But again, it's 8.5 by 11 sheets for printers, that does kind of limit, you want to get the best bang for the buck, when it comes to retail space. And, the hooks of Home Depot, or shelves of Home Depot are no example. I mean, no stranger to that. So, but again, selling some kind of quad pack, is probably the best way to do it. Like I said, probably a room pack with 1 light switch plate and 3 plugs, certainly would make sense. And then individually available, have the dual light switch plate, and then individually available separate plugs and light switch plates without the print media sold with it. And of course, separate packs of print media available. In fact, that may be the best way to sell the things altogether, but you're going to want at least 1 starter package. So I think the room pack would be the way to do it, where you have, again, 1 plate, 4 light switches, or 4 plugs in it, standard plug plates plus 1 light switch plate. And then you have, like several sheets of print media, and you also have the print media separately available on the side. And then, again, multi-gang light switch plates, at least single plug plates. Most people don't have quad plates. But you may want certainly a decorative plate, though, for the slide switch types, too, the rocker buttons. So you may want that, although it wouldn't hurt to make the plate a little wider than normal there. So you got more graphic area for them to play with. So, but then again, you couldn't fit as many on a print sheet with that, so it almost needed its own, because you're going to have, 3 or 4 separate types of media, for that when you get the full product line rolled out. But for starters, I just start with single gang and see what happens. In other words, single switch, single plug, the switch is conventional. But again, this goes beyond just, your kid wanting to print out a Superman, or X-Men, or Star Wars plate, on their own. I mean, it can also be used for decorum, in the dining room, just to hide those screws that are in a switch plate and make it match your wallpaper or whatever. because that can be done with this. It actually does get around some of the other IP out there because of how it works. I strongly suspect. So, so it's got more utility than just that. Just as a something for your kids to play with, or the artistically inclined person to play with, if you're an adult. But the point is that, that's kind of what I'd recommend. It's certainly a starter pack. It's definitely in order, particularly early on when you're trying to get this thing, embrace market awareness. And what's good about the plates, too, is you can stick, especially multi-packs, you can stick, example graphics, in a couple of them. And so people get the idea and then have the rest of them blank, so that people further get the idea. You could have your own in-store display, cardboard, your own aisle display or whatever they call them, and it's a possibility as well. So anyway, but it could help you, penetrate a new market, instead of just being, exclusively in office supplies, you could really start looking at other possible avenues, because there's really a lot of potential if you can start getting into hardware stores. So I do have a lot of other ideas for you down the road that you might be interested in. But they're not part of this PPA, and it might be 2 or 3 years before I bring those to you. But I do have some other ideas, and you can get your foot in some of these doors that, may work for you there. So, at the end of the day, this product, could be a very, very good seller, and in fact, it would certainly work on, the, television commercials as well. Especially if you wanted to go, and direct marketing, as seen on TV, type products, if you want to go in that direction, they would certainly work. So, anyway. Yeah, I just know this, though. If you guys don't want this thing, I'm going to go for Telebrands or somebody, because I know they can sell this on As Seen on TV. So, I can see them moving some product here on this, because it's one of those things that really could sell, because like I said, it really could keep people's kids occupied and happy and, creative, and, parents, would love that idea, and they're safe for a kid to use and change out, particularly on my magnetic embodiment. So, at the end of the day, it's a product that'll sell, even, again, to just artistically, creative people. So, like to put, pictures of their last vacation on it, et cetera, spruce up their decorum a little bit. So, or they want to just design some cool pattern, and put it on there. But, the number of possibilities, becomes unlimited, especially if you wanted to offer the ability to download free templates, or maybe even charge for them. So for people that want creative designs, because, when you get bored of a design, change it out with another one. That's the whole idea. And that's what I'm saying. It's a nice way to redecorate. They give you a lot of versatility in how you do it, when you want to, spruce up your house a little bit, So it's got that real potential there, and I think this really could be a big market for you. I know it's getting into a physical product, but boy, it fits well for you or 3M or somebody. If nothing else, Telebrands or something like that, I think it would really go ape over this if I showed it to them. So, anyway.
When it comes to the, photo switch plate here, there's certainly a possibility. I know what you might be thinking, hey, we don't produce any parts like this, etc. Well, there's certainly a possibility for forming a joint venture with somebody that does know what they're doing in electrical plates, or, that kind of thing. If you don't, honestly, aren't comfortable with getting into some territory you're not in, or at least right now. At the end of the day, he who holds the patents holds the keys. So, you could form a temporary relationship with a manufacturer, then eventually take it up, offshore or whatever, as the case may be. If you wanted to play things that way, that's certainly a possibility. If you own the IP, then you got the ability to take it wherever you want, or to form, other ventures with other companies you may want to, shack up with. So it certainly has that possibility. If you feel like this might be a little uncomfortable for you.